Oh, you're not afraid of monsters anymore. Well, you used to be. You used to check underneath your bed every night. Well, guess what? I was never under your bed.
Look, Worak got some words for the streets, you heard? In life, it can only be bought in two things, okay? You can either be a lion or a lioness, you heard? Difference between a lion and a lioness is a lion. A lion got cojones, okay? A lioness don't got cojones. So you know what Worak chooses to be? Tell him, dude. A fucking tiger, mate.
See it picking up in the speaker, so I don't really know why it didn't record last time.
Oh, okay.
So, and we're off.
We're on. We're
Yeah,
doing
so
it.
and we're live.
Okay. Well,
So we had I also had a nice interaction at the little market up there because I went to stop and I was going to grab beer for this, and I was like, okay, and I'm like, well, it'd be funny if I got a 40 for you, okay, as like a joke, and then I'm in there and I can't find him, and I'm like walking up and down the aisle like looking for this thing, and it was me and like three old people and a lady behind the counter, and she was like, oh, like, do you need help finding something? And I was like, oh my God, like,
say it.
well, no, I was like, well, I'm already whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, do you have any 40s? And she's like, what's that? And I'm like, like, I was like, I don't know, like King Cobras, yeah, but I was like King Cobras or like Mickeys, or she was like, oh yeah, actually we do have Mickeys, and I'm like, okay, and then before I could like ask her, she just walked from behind the counter. She was in the middle of checking someone out.
Okay.
And she just stopped and walked around the counter and walked me over to the cooler, right? And then the we also have the bug fridge.
Oh, the fruits of your labor. Wow, a real chode,
Dude, there
man.
you go.
Yeah, let me see
So,
that.
The
Wow, fine malt liquor.
well, the funny part is, so she hands me a 6-pack of the, what are these, like 12-ounce? Yeah, 12-ounce Mickeys. And I was like, this isn't what I want, but I felt bad because whatever. And then there's just old people staring at me.
What are you gonna do?
Well, no, I mean,
You reject it?
it was more like old people being like, what is this degenerate doing? It's like 2:30 and he's buying a 6-pack of malt liquor, right? So I'm just awkwardly holding it and standing in line, and they kept like glancing down at me. And yeah, so I didn't even really know. The only person I've ever seen actually drink these was Big Squeeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought they were a little bigger. This is
Dude, those are the chubs. I was actually thinking about stopping at a gas station on my way here, getting that Steel Reserve Tall Boy.
yeah, so we had the same
Yes. And I was like, "Ah, dude, I really just don't want to drink that.
you don't want to drink a Mickey's? I don't remember if Mickey's are bad or not.
They're okay. They're good. I think this is. I can't remember if they were ever had a Mickey's in like a plastic bottle.
Old English.
Is it?
No, we had Mickey's.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's okay. That's
Dude, it's a fine malt liquor. I was listening to the one more thing on the way here, and did Spud get baby trapped?
I don't know if it was. Yes, they had his like that girl that he like that one where that he like pissed out cum.
Yeah.
That was the woman that he. Yes.
So he got.
He has a kid. I don't know anything.
It sounded like a baby trap, and I was like, "Damn."
Well, I haven't. I don't know. I think that once you kind of have kids at like 40 plus years old, it's more of like an arrangement, honestly.
Sure.
Like a business transaction. But yeah,
Me one sweeter.
I was trying to wait before I had an opinion on that until there was like a little bit more out. I
Information.
mean, or good for him. Congratulations, like a year late, Spud.
There you go. Good job, buddy. It's not as bad as you think.
Oh, dude, there's little runes inside of the
Really?
cap.
Is this Snapple? Wow. What do you got?
I dropped it.
I have a tennis racket, a Y, a chicken, and a magnet.
I've got an M, a wave, I think, a paintbrush, a tee, and a tennis racket.
Dude, you're gonna have to find the
We're not.
Oh, to crack it.
I think you need to drink the whole 6-pack and then you can decipher it. It's a
Yeah, and then it
message.
starts oh, that's funny. A chick. Why you gay? I think that's what mine does.
Yeah, so I was so the thing I was looking at, this was like a historical thing that it was honestly blowing my mind when I was reading through this.
Okay.
In like you had the whole picture of World War I and World War II.
Sure.
So I started doing research on it because it sounded like a thing that was made up, and
Okay.
it's called I don't know if this will pick up on the mics, but listen.
Huh? What?
Yeah, whatever that was.
My iPad.
So that was a World War I British, that's the German name for it, but a British propaganda against the Germans in World War I. And that giant German word literally translates to carcass utilization factory.
Really?
Sometimes called the German corpse rendering works or tallow factory. And
a tallow factory?
yes, it was. So they're the completely made up, and I'm not entirely like, I know enough about it to talk about it for a couple of minutes, but there's a lot more that has to do with like I think it's called the Dora Act in World War I. You had Dora, D-O-R-A, in World War I Britain, where this was like one of the things that led them to having basically state-run propaganda, which is literally called the Ministry of Truth.
Ah,
right.
Wow.
But
ironic.
I know, but so this was the newspapers were like sensationalizing this as like people were like reading this for like fun almost, and they had these stories about how the Germans set up special facilities near the front lines that would take dead and dying bodies of soldiers and render their fats into nitroglycerin, lubricants, candles, and other military useful materials.
On the lines.
So this was literally like Soylent Green, that movie. That's what this was what it was based on, I guess.
Hilarious.
Okay, but I was reading about it and I was like, huh, wow, this is whatever. There's a whole lot of interesting stuff that, obviously goes into World War II, right? But I'm reading through this and I think that this was, so I was reading through the like propaganda part of it because the way that I understand it was that Dora, the Defense of the Realm Act, provided the government of England with the ability to requisition buildings and take other actions that it would not have been possible during peacetime, which was basically like censorship and criminalization of speech. However, it was like never invoked ever. Okay, and then in the beginning of the war, the newspapers never ever like it was all for the cause, whatever. And then as time went on, they started basically making up like horror stories about like
the Germans are putting the children.
I mean, literally, they're melting them and making candles from them. But then
the Germans are like being handcuffed and walk away, like, yes, they were terrible. Look at them.
Oh well, then it was, and this is World War I also, so this is just there's not even like a extermination happening. This is just we're just doing it for fun.
They
Apparently.
were just dudes.
Yeah,
this was a dry run.
Yes. So according to them, right? Okay. So then it was the Ministry of Information was formed to handle censorship, propaganda, and counter propaganda.
Oh.
And I think it was like, my understanding is that they originally didn't like it. And then they were like, wow, this is getting people talking. And then they like amped it up to 10. Okay. And I was reading through like pictures of like World War I era newspapers. Yeah. And it was like 3 of the 4 pages of the newspaper had like a blurb about it. And it was like written like so insanely campy. Really? Right. So then I was just like, I'm going to look into this more and just see. Right. So I got to the post-war claims, okay, and it was blah blah blah. Some guy in Scotland or England or whatever basically was like, "Yes, this didn't happen. We made that up." Right? Like this was like
just flat out
said it. So then, but it had been talked about for a long time after. Okay, and then it was. See if I can find this. I need to make sure I get everyone's names right because it was funny.
It's critical.
It-
Hi.
I'll sound really bad if I trust me. Israeli writer Shimon Rubinstein posited in 1987 that the corpse factory story was true,
Oh.
and that the English discrediting the rumors after the war only existed to foster harmonious relations with post-war Germany. Rubinstein posited that such factories were possible pilot plants for the extermination centers the Nazis built during World War II. So it was all for them.
Dude, this is all.
I know,
This is all
but then of course Joachim Nader has commented that the absence of any form of evidence at all completely undermines all of his theories.
Yeah.
So because that the corpse camp thing is like definitely not true, but it is funny because almost every war apparently has this, and I didn't realize this, but the 2022 Russian Ukraine thing,
Yeah.
apparently it's pretty common that the story is, I have it written down here, they're called Mobic meat cubes.
Ooh.
And it was claimed that the Russian military was concealing its losses with a method of packing human corpses into canned meat.
What?
Yes.
What?
I had never heard of that. I just thought it was funny, and I was like, it's just,
Dude, that's just what you do in war. Boil people.
yeah, boil them.
Trying to think, how would you what would your process setup be? With like basically a chicken nugget factory on the front lines to separate the meat from the bones, and then
I don't know. I imagine the German one would obviously be more efficient, you know.
you
But
should somehow like propagate that. You know, like how like the sourdough things are real big for like white chicks and shit to do. And now they're like, oh, we're making tallow lotion. You should like, well, you know, actually,
human
back,
tallow.
yeah, back in World War One, what actually happened is they were making human tallow, and it was really good.
Convince everyone to go to cemeteries and dig up dead people.
Yes.
Well, these ones out of the meat cube thing is funny because I clicked on a video and it's just a Russian guy eating like a tin of Spam, and there's like comments like, this is human meat. It's like, oh yeah, okay.
Dude, there's definitely people out there that are like, I can't.
Well, that was apparently, I didn't know this, but that's apparently quite the like Reddit perspective on the situation.
Really?
Is that Russia is like completely getting owned by the Ukrainians,
Oh,
and that
okay.
they are, the only reason why there's no proof of it is because they're like they're spending more time covering up the fact they're losing than they are trying to win,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And that was the meat cube thing, was a link to a Reddit post on there. So I just thought that was funny because that was like kind of
That's why there's not, you know, there's not a lot of white boys in the NBA. They're all getting put in a meat cube.
it's my Mobic meat cubes.
Exactly. The Lakers and the Mavericks are all meat cubing all the whiteys. You were talking when you mentioned like, oh, it's some like ancient history. I thought you were going to go earlier than World War One, but I saw a thing where like the highest paid athletes like of all time, and actually people are just saying of like the 20th and 21st century, but apparently there is this chariot racer that's documented in Greece that like his name is like Gaius Apollos Diaces or some shit like that, and he like made a bunch of like he made 35 million of these sesterents, the whatever Roman coin it was, which equates to like $15 billion in like a 20-year span.
Well, that was
chariot racing, and it's just like, holy shit.
Well,
dude.
I mean, that must have been like a huge chunk of their economy, because what about this African dude, the like Mansa Musa, I think,
yeah.
I think he was technically the wealthiest person who has ever lived, and he was hitting the sick like economic manipulation of the Stone Age by being like, literally, it was like, oh, really? You got something to say? I'm gonna fucking flood your entire country with gold so that it just, you have no buying power anymore. And it doesn't affect me at all. It was like $300 trillion was
Really?
his net worth.
Wow.
Like when you know account for it today, because but I can't imagine like Rome had, you know, that much more money.
Right.
It
It's
is
just like, that's fucking funny because like Tiger Woods didn't get it's
Well, I don't understand also what about him was so
he was just a dude, man. He had like thousands of races. He was his particular race, um, was like the 4-horse dual drawn chariots, and he was like a slave that was just like, yeah, I'm really good at this, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Was when you Google his name, it's kind of funny that he made all this money because he's like, he won 1,462 of the 4,207 races. It's like, so shit, man. The guy that most of his races he came in second. It's like, okay, well,
So was that like combat or was that racing?
that was like entertainment. That was not combat.
Dude, he's a WWE guy.
I know they got some really good like
I wonder what his like catchphrase was.
top that. I don't know. Probably
Horse up, boys.
probably a good looking dude.
I wonder if that was so do you think the reason why he was so successful, if he was just like, fuck it, dude, I'm willing to die. Like I
Almost
don't
not
care.
really.
And that was funny because I was on my way home and I was riding on the highway
Mhm.
and the wind was blowing really hard. And it was one of those times where I was like, man, like I wonder if like one of my tires is low or loose or something.
Kept yanking your right.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, this is like really whatever. And I started to get like kind of worried about it. And I was looking around and I was like looking at the cars next to me. And I'm like, damn, dude, like no one else is getting pulled around like this, whatever. And it ended up just being the wind. But I was looking at the highway exits where I was, and I was like, oh, there's only like a mile and a half left. And I'm like, if I get off now, that's like basically it's gonna add like 15 minutes. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'm willing just to die over that. Like I'm not willing to.
That's the
I'm.
same mentality.
That's what I'm. Yeah, I'm wondering. And I was also thinking about how there have been times when it's like you just want to get done with something so bad, like driving home or like on vacation or
Yep.
something, that you're just like, yeah, I'm just like willing to like gamble this and kill my whole family
Right.
so I get done 5
You
minutes
just
quick.
get streak of oil, like
Yeah,
coming out of
I'll
my
be
like,
fine,
we got an
yeah.
hour. We'll be good. Well, that's how you make it. That's how you make 35 million sentences or whatever it's called.
I was also thinking about how this like making a heist, okay? And I was thinking about how you'd have to do this and like there's probably like 1 in a billion people that this would work on.
Sure.
But this is the best heist idea I can think of.
Okay.
So you find like a wealthy area. It doesn't even have to be that wealthy, but like relatively wealthy. And you look around and see like which are the solitary old people and you study up on them, okay?
Okay.
And you basically go like, all right, like which one of these people is their family talking about putting them in like a assisted living, like a dementia thing, right?
Yeah.
So what you do is you stalk them and you get a feel for it and stuff. And whichever one is like, no, I want to live on my own. I don't need to. Whatever. Yeah, but there's like clearly dementia out.
Sure.
So you pretend to be a door-to-door salesman and you knock on their door,
Okay.
right? And they have to be like dementia mode. And then after you knock on their door and you go like, oh, can I come in? And like, regardless of what they say, you just
go in.
go in.
Oh, I forgot.
Okay?
Maybe I did say you could.
No, and then the second you're inside, you shut the door and just sprint into the house and hide, and don't come out because like they won't be able to find you and no one's gonna believe them,
Okay.
right?
All right.
And then if you wait long enough, their dementia will just like take over and they'll just go about their like an NPC going back on their patrol routes in a video game, doing whatever they do, and then you just lay in wait until they're indisposed, and then you just take everything out of their house, and that's the way to do it.
Wow.
So
That's a good grip.
yeah, I know. Think about it. That would be. I think that you also could time it to when they get put into like hospice or whatever like brain thing they're in.
Sure.
And you could have it set up so that like they get taken with the hospital thing and then you're just like waiting a block away with a moving truck and then you just pull the moving truck up and take all this shit.
What are you guys doing? Oh, she's moving.
Yeah, be like, oh yeah, she's going to whatever, this is all getting donated or whatever, something like that.
Oh, Grace was such a sweetheart.
Yeah. Steal her Fabergé eggs and
yes, all the spoons and ceramic things hanging on the wall. I wonder if there's a way you could like, how like epileptics, you can flashlight and they'll trigger them, or like do something where you like, hello, ma'am, we're here with the blank foundation selling, and then you start going clapping and flashing lights to set them in dementia mode.
But I'm gonna have to battle the utility people again.
All right, how many we got out there?
There's like 4 cars in my driveway.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I saw the like boom trucks pulling down, and I was like,
great. Maybe he called for backup, and he's gonna knock on my window and scare me.
yeah. The second story window, you're just gonna knock out
boom up to it and be like, "Hey, you kid!"
Well, we gotta drink these Mickeys so we can throw them at them.
Hey, we could offer him like a peace offering. They're union guys.
They are union, so I always find it funny every time I come across the clip of like the United States Postal Service in like the early 2090s. And there's like reporters there like, hey, what are you doing today? And everyone's got like 40s and like all the trash cans around the parking lot are filled with like fifths and vodkas and everyone's drunk. And I was just like, oh, just a hard day's work.
Yeah, dude.
Drinking and clinking. Yeah, grabbing all of us.
Oh, I was also so this I was going I was also wondering on my way home today um about if you could quantify what type of carny you would be at like a carnival, right? Because
Okay.
you know how there's like the like in my head there's like the guy who stands by the like clearly dangerous amusement park ride that they have where it'll be like a spinning wheel with like 4 bolts holding the whole thing together.
10th rope left.
Yeah,
What
and
a wheel.
I'm like I always like in my head it's always the same guy where it's like he's kind of like a stocky built guy,
Sure.
right, with like permanent 5 o'clock shadow
Yeah.
and the like horseshoe hair,
Yep.
and he's just always smoking cigarettes, and he's got like weird like warty fingers and stuff, right? And it's like one of those things like when you see an old football player whose fingers are all like crooked as
Yes.
shit, and you watch him try to press the start button, and it's like missing. Yeah. So you've got those guys, and then you've got the like the Shaggy from Scooby Doo dudes that are just kind of like milling about, and it's like because I've only been to 2 or 3 of the like a fair where there will be like
Sure.
carny workers there,
Okay.
and there's always like it's like a carbon copy of the same guy, and they're just like around,
Yep.
right? And some of them are moving trash and stuff, but other ones, it's I always feel like they're like staking the area out to like find prey or something. It's so weird. So you could be one of those guys, or you
Okay.
could have like the dude who's always in the weird like detachable trailer thing,
Yes.
who I assume is just counting change because that like
What else would you be doing?
yeah, you could be one of those, or I mean I guess you could be a freak show. I've never been to a carnival with a freak show.
Neither have I. I don't think that's permitted current time.
You might be able to.
Should do one. Should make it happen.
The wild man and just
I
put a
think-
guy in a cage.
Yes, I think I'm gonna be probably the coin counter because I remember one time driving back from like a Lions game and being too young to go into the strip club and having the owner of the strip club in Detroit like chain smoke cigarettes in front of me, like high on coke, and just like, so one day you'll be like me, and he's chewing gum and smoking menthol cigarettes, and like that's the kind of change counter you want to be at a carny right there.
Yeah, that was a wonderful time. You should talk about that because
Yeah, that was a wonderful experience. My first ever like professional football game.
well, that was also I mean it's a Lions game, so you
Right.
got and this was before we were good.
This is preseason.
This was
too.
preseason, closer to being 0-16 than now.
Right.
So this was at least well, like 6 years ago, 7
This
years
is
ago.
where everybody still thought Ebron was good, right?
Yeah, but I mean, this was what year was this? You weren't even
19.
18, right?
No, you had to be 21 because it was full nudity with liquor. So I think I was like 18, 19. So
This is like 8 years ago.
yes, it was a long time
This
ago.
is a long time ago. And he got trapped into going with one of her friends and his brother.
Brother was a true specimen.
Yeah, Kid Rock, like personified guy.
What's the gay country dude? It's like I'll jizz in your ass and like
Like Wheeler Walker
Yes,
Jr.
Wheeler Walker.
Yeah.
Huge Wheeler.
I remember him showing me those songs and me sitting there, and it's literally just like this, like, which this is kind of ironic because I'm probably about to do the same thing to you.
Okay.
But when I describe it, it's whatever. Him, a country singer singing about basically like being gay and like fucking people and weird shit like that, and he's just staring at me, and neither of us are laughing, and he made me listen to the whole song, and I was like, all right, man, like,
Cool.
yeah, and I'm like,
Thanks.
he's like 4 or 5 years older than me. I don't really know him all that well, so I'm just like in his car, and Nick's in the back seat on his phone or
There's
something.
some random 30-year-old showing like an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what do you think about this kid?
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, man. I don't really know what's it. It's cool, dude. But he's like, especially at the time, both of them have settled down now, but they were like
Considerably.
like violent white trash from like Michigan, like wearing flannel shirts that was passed down through their family.
like
all of them are dimensionally the same. They're all like 5'7", 150 pounds, maybe,
yes.
right? And
across like 3 generations.
yeah, and they're
same build.
and they're all like they like rotate clothes between each other, and
Even the women.
yeah, yes, and they would be like in the barn with no heat. Well, they had a salamander heater that was like a carbon monoxide
like,
poisoner machine.
that was 45 feet away, barely running, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is
So
great.
we would just sit in the barn that was uninsulated, and it would be like -10 out, and we would just be stealing his dad's beer. And I remember being like, dude, I'm gonna like freeze to death out here. And they would just sit in lawn chairs in the barn, and there's only enough for them. And we were just
Yep.
they were holding court with terrible music and a TV that was like literally like always playing the Arizona Cardinals football team. I just remember that a lot. I remember staring at the TV and there being like, man, I feel like somehow the Cardinals are always on. It's like a temporal zone in
It's
time.
like,
With like this like shitty VCR TV.
that's playing. Shitty
Yeah,
music,
but
it's cold.
I went to a few events with them and then decided that I had enough doing that. And Levi got.
I thought you went to that one. You just drove separate.
No, I didn't. Well, I don't know. I went. You and me and Brian and Nick,
Okay.
and the combinations of us went to a lot of Lions games when they were like almost free,
Sure, right.
and Joe Louis Arena games because it was like, dude, that'd be like
$20.
and not even. It'd be, you could. I don't even remember paying to get into some of them. That was because like there was a period there where the Lions and Red Wings were like god awful, so we just were there. And the Joe Louis Arena is gone. You know, nothing will ever replace that awful
R.I.P.
place. Never carded a single time anywhere in that building.
Ever.
I remember being like 17,
Yep.
and the guy just like being like, "You want a beer?"
I've
Well,
never
I
had
guess if you're asking.
of somebody else's piss on me either.
That is true. That because they still had the troughs in
Yeah,
there,
trough,
and I remember being in there and like I was in there in mid pee while they were bringing like a wheelbarrow of ice in, and they were just like staring at my dick pouring ice in the thing.
I went to an HRA drag race thing, and it was hot, right? Because it's the summertime, and I was wearing shorts and sandals with no socks, and I was like, "Oh, I got to take a piss really quick," and it was a trough,
God, man,
dude, and it was full, and so I'm sitting there, and it felt like somebody had like the mist setting on a guard on both of my legs, and I was like, I just want to fucking kill myself.
Well, at that place when they were pouring the ice in, there was this like gigantic fat guy who like bowled his way in and like knocked into me, and I remember like watching I didn't want to look at anyone. Like I don't know how do you act with the piss trough, right? Like just like
nice
so I'm just like standing there like kind of like trying to minimize my frame, and this dude like pushed in next to me, and I remember looking straight ahead, and I watched my pee stream, and it like did like an S curve, and then out of the corner of my eye, I saw the guy on the other side of me do the same thing, and then this guy is next to me, and he's like full body contact, and he's like like trying to pee, and I started pushing like as hard as I could. I was like, come on. And that was one of those things where I remember walking out of that bathroom, and there was no sinks in there.
Yeah.
All right. And I walked out. It was a like a concrete room with a trough full of piss and ice.
And then the trough was like what, 12 feet long?
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like 20 people peeing at once. And walking out, and I remember as I'm walking out, I could feel my shoes like sticking to the floor as I walked, and I just remember thinking, "Yeah, that's probably just like maybe the ice melted, you know, something like that." Do you ever see that video of that guy rubbing the ice on his hand?
Yes,
that is such a brutal video.
I've seen people take the ice and like put it in their mouth, and it's just like, oh my.
Do you ever see that video? That like degenerate guy at that city like drinking the piss out of the cups and the urinal. There's this video of this dude who like. There's like in Europe, I'm not going to pull this up because I don't want to watch it right now. There's these like, it's like a public urinal. So, because like in Europe, or it could be America, but the guys all look European to me.
Sure.
And they have like everyone just like hangs out in the city and drinks.
Okay.
So they have public urinals, or else everyone's just pissing on everything.
Sure.
And but the public urinals are like honestly very close to looking like a swastika with like it's like a booths all centered around like there's I don't imagine looking down at a swastika, and in each cubby there's a urinal, but it only comes up to your chest. So you're like looking at the guys,
so you can still have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, I mean basically, yeah. But there's this video that this person took, and there's a dude who's like has a cup.
Okay.
And he'll like go into the urinal and put the cup in the urinal and like kind of walk out, and somebody will come up and piss, and then he'll like go back in and grab the cup and drink it, and then go to the next one and do the same thing.
Dude.
Yes.
Dude.
I'm yes, it's disgusting. Hold on one second.
Yeah, so the whole P story.
Life here?
Yeah, I think Rachel has had her come over.
Okay.
Or is she fighting with the DZE guys? Or
They're gone. Maybe
Okay.
Vicky yelled at them. I
There you
don't
go.
know. But uh,
The Lions game traveling story that was fucking terrible.
and remember, I think it is important for everyone to understand how bad the Lions were, because that was the season that we lost to the Titans in like the opener.
Yeah.
Right. I remember I was at that game.
Okay.
Okay, that was, I don't know if you were there. That was the one where we were sitting in the almost as far back as you could get, and that really weird dude kept leaning over in front. I was sitting in the middle between Nick and Brian,
Okay.
and the guy he was smoking a cigar and leaning in front of Brian, so we couldn't ignore him. And Brian was like doing this, and the guy was like here, and Brian finally looked at him, and he was like, "They gotta play tight. They're not playing tight." And he kept like putting his fingers together and saying it, and Brian was like, "Oh, all right, yeah." And then after a while, we looked around and we realized that there was no one around us. Right, so this guy just sat next. It was like
He wants someone to
insane.
talk to.
Yeah,
Because
and then that same time, I'll stop interrupting you after this. But that same time, there was a homeless man who accosted Nick and enslaved him to get as many of those like cups with the art on them as possible, and Nick got like 20 for him.
Wow.
And then after that, the guy was like, "How about you give me that one?" And Nick was like, "Dude, I don't know what you're doing with these cups, but I got you like 20." Like,
Yeah,
it was like
fuck
such a
yourself.
funny whatever.
Dude, that's a pure Detroit sporting event experience. Because like when I went to that preseason game, we went there. It was long. It sucked. It was loud. It's terrible. We're going to leave. It's like 10 o'clock on like Sunday night, and we're driving back. They're both drunk, tailgating somebody at
Like
90 miles an hour.
drunk, like
yeah,
not
like drunk. Like I'm talking like they
pre-gamed on the way there.
Yes, drinking on the way down, drinking there. Spent like $200 for beers at the venue. Drinking on the way back, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, let's go to this Bazooki's," and I was like, "Oh shit, dude, that sounds good." Like I'm hungry, right? I thought it was
Just
a
a bar,
restaurant,
yeah.
whatever. And we get there, and we roll up, and they're like, "Oh, it's." I was like, "Oh, it's a strip club," and they all start to go in, and I was starting to go in, and they're like, "You, how old are you?" And I was like, 19, and like, "You can't go in." I was like, "Okay," and it's raining, mind you. It is raining outside. They turn around to me like glazed eyes and like, "All right, well, we'll be quick." And then they went in.
Didn't give you an option.
Nothing. So I'm standing outside in Detroit at like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm there for 4 hours. And the entire time I keep having like strippers holler at me through the entrance, be like, "Come on, baby. We need more men like you in here, baby." I'm like, I can't go in. Stop. Oh, and then, like I said, the coked out owner was like smoking cigarettes, telling me that I should aspire to beat him. I also had a very good interaction with some homeless people.
But this is only 56 minutes away. We could go revisit it, Levi.
Oh.
Also, last interruption. So I looked this up to figure out, 'cause I want to explain that this is on Lafayette Street in Detroit, which is on 3 Mile Road, I think.
Yeah.
So like at the edge of downtown.
Well, because what I was getting to is like the couple of homeless interactions I had was one like 400-pound black Chicot. This was a big lady, and she walked up and she was like, "Excuse me, sir. I was wondering if you could give me some money to get something to eat." All right, mind you, I'm standing in the rain for 4 hours at night after a game, slightly upset. So I tell this lady, I'm like, "It looks like you had enough to eat. Okay, I don't need to give you any money." So she stormed off all fat, blind, and sassy. I do see the bug footage. I like that. And then next, I had a skinny crackhead come up to me and be like, "Hey man, you don't got any money? I need something to eat." Well, and I was like, "Well, you know what? Fuck, I'm hungry too." And I know it's like Grant said, it was on Lafayette Street, and there's like what's the hot dog place?
American and Lafayette, the two warring Coney Islands.
Yes. I was like, "Well, hey, tell you what, you walk me to the fucking Coney dog store, and I'll
Protect
buy one."
me from.
Yes. And we go there, we get the Coney dogs, which really weren't that good, to be honest with you. But so like,
Well, they've been sitting like at,
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
they're just not that good. And it's like, I was like, whatever. So that guy, he feeds me majestically.
He puts it in your mouth.
Yeah. And we're walking back. He's like, "All right, thanks, man." I'm like, "Okay." And I go back to stand in my corner in the rain. This is like hour 3.5. And he was like, "Hey, man, look, like, can I get some more money? Like, the shoes that I got, they hurt my feet. And I looked at him in all seriousness. I'm like, hey, man, there's kids in Africa that don't have shoes. You should be thankful for what you got. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. He's like, how's some money for a roof over my head tonight? And I'm like, there's a line of porta johns over there. I'll keep you dry. Have a good night. And then I waited another hour and a half, and then they drove me home, and it was terrible. And
Yeah,
that's the end of
that was. I remember Levi telling me about that like the next day because I was already asleep when this was happening, and I remember him telling me, and there was like 1,000-yard stare quality to the story he was telling. I don't feel comfortable telling Nander's versions of things, so someday we'll have him.
Once he gets back from the island.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot to talk about, but the strip clubs and him have a yeah. So
there's an intimate knowledge of each other.
The homeless people in Detroit.
Yes.
You know, the story that I think about was when we went to the Joe Louis Arena for a Wings game, and I think it was me, Smiley, Brian, and Nander, and for whatever reason, I think we got the time the game started wrong, and we were there like really early.
Really?
Okay.
Like hours?
Like at least an hour and a half early. Like they weren't letting anyone into the arena.
Wow.
So we're just in the Joe parking garage. And have you ever?
Yeah, I've been to Joe.
Okay. It was like just us in this parking garage. So
that's early. There's nobody there.
And so we're standing there, and Smiley ran out of chew.
Okay.
And have you ever tried to get out of that by foot?
No.
It's like you can't.
You have to like walk down 8 flights.
Yes, and they have it like chained in to keep all the bums out of the right. And so he's just like, I'm gonna go find a place to buy chew, and I had driven, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna drive around Detroit finding you, whatever. And he's like, I think there's a gas station like right there, and then he just left, and it walked out, and it was like 40 minutes went by, and I like called him, and I'm like, dude, where are you? He's like, I'm almost back, whatever. And he comes back, and he had like basically enlisted some random bums to help guide him to a gas station that had chew, because not many gas stations apparently around there, like I guess
there's not a lot of
honkies chewing around there,
not a lot of brothers
and
fatties.
He so he gets back, and we had like a bunch of like Molson beer or something awful in the car, right?
Yeah.
And we were drinking them, and we're standing there, and then it's already dark. This whole time it's dark. That's why I'm like, it was like 9 at night.
Not quite.
Yeah. And there's nowhere to pee.
Yeah.
Right. And Smiley's like, man, I gotta piss. And I'm like, yeah, just piss over the edge. And he's like, all right. So it's dark.
Yeah.
And it's right. There's people starting to whatever. And like, if you got like in front of the car, it was acceptable enough to pee.
Sure.
And he starts peeing, and I start to like kind of hear some noise from underneath, but I didn't really think of anything about it.
Okay.
Right? I was just like, oh, like whatever, right? And as we're walking, we walk down the front of the cars and turn, and I look, and he had pissed right on top of like 15 homeless people that were and dude, we all felt
this is over the edge.
Yes,
of the
there was like there was like a cordoned off area, like a chain link fence thing underneath where we were, and we didn't know, and he felt really bad.
Damn,
but like, dude, it was I was laughing pretty hard, and I don't think he would have done it if he knew they were there. But,
no, but it's funny because I would be the guy to do it. Oh gosh, that's fucking hilarious. Oh shit, it's raining.
Well, they were like fucking bottles rattling, and like it sounded like a chain link fence, like they were shaking it, and I was like, oh, I wonder what's going on down there. But I remember going there the first time, and I am not a big being in public person as it is.
Yeah.
Going through that tunnel, and there's just like people screaming.
Yep.
And it's like a concrete tunnel with like windows 10 feet up, and you hear like trains and cars underneath you, and there's just like, if you fall in the Exodus, you just get trampled. Like that's it. And there's just people all wearing Red Wings gear. Just like
beer and piss,
just heckling anyone that's not in Red Wings gear. And I remember walking, and I didn't own any Red Wings stuff. I don't even really like hockey. I was just going with my friends.
Right.
And this guy got up in my face. We're walking through this like nut to butt, like sardine tin tunnel.
Yeah.
That's awful. And he's just up in my face, and he's like, are you a fan of the Avalanche? And I'm like, no. And he's like, who's your favorite Red Wings player? And I was like, dude, I don't know. Yeah, well, literally, that's what I think that the guy at the time was like Datsuk or something. I don't know.
Tell you.
So I said a dude's name, and the guy like looked at me, and he was like, okay, and just kept going, and it was just weird, man. That was
He was ready to chew on you just for.
I don't know. No one helped me. I know that. I was alone. Like all my friends were with me, but nobody butted in and said anything.
Yeah. Lay off the kid.
And that was we're in the stands, and that was when Adam was still alive.
Yeah.
And he just happened to be at the same game, and he had a suite upstairs,
Okay.
and he invited us up, and it was like a triple double overtime thriller power play winner thing, and like I'm like I don't know what's going on, and there's this guy who I don't know who the guy was, and we'd have to talk to Nick about this one, and the guy was like, hey, if the Red Wings win, how about this? I'll punch you in the face and you punch me in the face. And I'm like, no, why would I do that? Yeah. And we were 19, we were not, whatever. This was like a 40-year-old guy, and he just kept talking to us, and we're in the suite above.
Hey, they win, let me suck your dick.
No, literally, it was stuff like that, and he kept talking to me, and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna do that. I was like, if they win, I'll take a shot with you, but I'm not gonna like.
Hey, let me take you a fight.
Hey, how about I take my shirt off? Come on. So I remember that was a weird experience. Lots of weird experiences.
That's fun. It's always fun to run into like the middle-aged men when you're like sub 20, and them just like no shame, just nothing, and they're like, hey, little kid, let me tell you about it.
I used to be young too. When I was your age, I was pretty tough.
You ever heard about hemorrhoids? Do you want to see my hemorrhoids?
My favorite was.
You want a kiss? Let me give you a kiss.
Owning a vehicle that's older than like 1990, and you pull up to a gas station, and some guy looks at you and he's like, hey, is that an 87? Like, yeah. I had one of those. And you're like, all right, man, what do you want me to fucking say about that?
It's not even like something cool like a Nova or
it's just a Blazer.
Yes.
Yes, that's what you...
88? Yeah.
Is that got the 4.3 in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to have that. I'd run red lights all the time.
Yeah. Well, with 123 horsepower. Yeah. Thanks, dude.
You're going so slow they didn't give you a ticket.
Exactly.
But that was... I was also thinking about how...
Can I get this last Mickey's?
And go, that's what I brought it for you.
Brought it up.
Well, the original thing was I was going to get you the 40. I was going to get myself something nice.
Yeah.
Like, and get you a 40. That was the joke that I wanted to do.
Dude, we got stories about phones. So
I know, but I think...
What's this one?
I haven't looked at... Oh, this one. SP Moon One-Armed Man.
Oh, I got I got the Ambassador Bridge and tap water.
Dude, is this a code from... Who was the dude, Governor Schneider, when the Flint water thing happened?
Yeah.
He's sending you messages.
He is. I'm glad you know.
I was thinking about how it would be funny to do a... So, you know how I saw somebody post a before and after, a person we went to high school with posted this like self-improvement thing.
Yeah.
That was like, this was me being like a fat idiot, and this is me losing weight or whatever, right? And it was like kind of like a slightly uncomfortably too long, like before.
Okay.
And I was like, that would be fucking funny if I made one that was like 15 minutes of befores.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah, this was me before, and it just fucking keeps going. And you have a song playing that just keeps restarting.
Yes.
And just like make someone watch it. Like don't put it on like Facebook or something. Like, just be like, hey, I want you to see this. It's really important to me. And have it be like literally like some terrible like a Nickelback song or like a Creed song that just keeps looping. And then the final thing is the after, and it's like 5 seconds of a picture and it just stops.
Yes.
And you're just like, yeah, it was like...
What do you think about that?
Yeah, what do you think of that?
What do you think about that? You're going to trap a 19-year-old in your car now that you're there.
We could do that to your brother. You have enough brothers that we could just bring him on here and be, we think of that.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe that'll be the...
Come to the wall.
I don't know, man. That would be pretty good. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd have to come up with a bunch of stuff. The other one, this isn't funny and doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
But I was reading that, but I was reading about there was apparently Chris Pratt was in some like movie that's bad.
Naturally.
Okay. But he also, completely unrelated to this, he was like I guess like a semi-decent high school wrestler and like is like paying for kids to learn how to wrestle in Louisiana, which I
Wait,
don't
is he from Louisiana?
know.
What?
I don't know. So
Okay.
there was a thing I saw of him and like Daniel Cormier, and they were like helping kids wrestle.
Okay.
And I mean, I guess good for him. But anyways,
Cool.
I was thinking how it wouldn't take much to switch his name from Chris Pratt to Chris Pratt. So think about that
I
one.
like that.
Put that one in your memory
idea.
banks. I also
Shat.
this past Chris Shat.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like we were playing Vermintide.
Okay.
And it was a Chris Pratt, you know.
Ah.
But I was reading stuff, and this was a way more common than I had realized. And if you look this up, you'll see it's true.
Okay.
About how it's apparently pretty like normal in cities to have homeless people using like plastic buckets to start fires and cook food.
Really?
Yes.
Like 5-gallon buckets or
Yes, like a Home Depot bucket. Okay.
Really? Interesting.
And apparently there was a store like Dollar General or Family Dollar
Okay.
that had to switch from plastic carts to metal carts
Because they kept getting stolen
to
and burned?
cook with in the parking lot. And I'm like, what? Like,
Dude, that's community service.
but I'm just how do you what
Yeah.
plastic how do you grow up anywhere and not realize that that's going to light on fire and kill you?
Well, I mean, especially when you're on like 13 grams of fentanyl, I don't think they're really like,
Dude,
"Oh,
I don't know, man. I'm just I think it's like it makes me speechless thinking about the because I think about trying to think of the
I'm trying to
logic
picture a fire going in a 5-gallon bucket, and that would last like what, 30 seconds?
before the bucket lights on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like, how are you?
I don't know. And you know something funny about this? So I heard about this separately.
Okay.
Okay. I heard about the plastic cart thing, like a hobo grilling it was like chicken on a plastic cart that was melting.
Bubbles would be horrifying.
Yes. Then I was just watching a bunch of random stuff throughout the week, and there was a clip from like a random, I don't even know what it was. It was a Sam Hyde
Okay.
talking about him looking in his backyard, and there was a homeless young black man cooking something in a plastic bucket.
Really?
And he went outside and he was like, "Hey man, like I don't know if you should be doing that." And the guy was, "It's all right." And he was
It's good, bro.
like, "Okay." So it was funny because that was not what like the genesis of the thought was not that,
Okay.
but it just kept appearing this week for me in random things I was listening to and like reading and whatever. So I was like,
Man,
man,
plastic. I've seen like shitty like Instagram clips of like Asians cooking in like plastic bags, like almost sous vide stuff, but like the plastic bag is over an open fire.
yeah, well, that's like a survival thing where I remember watching this as a child. It was Bear Grylls, and both Bear Grylls and Les Stroud, Survivor Man, the OG Survivor.
Okay.
Man. You can boil water in a plastic container, even like a shopping bag,
Okay.
as long as you have it at the right height, because the water will cool the plastic and keep it from melting.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so it's doable.
Okay.
Okay, but these ones are using a plastic bucket as a container for a
For a
barrel fire.
Well, why not just have a fucking fire on the ground?
That's a good question.
Why? What are you doing, dude? It's that, does PTFE have that?
I
kind of a
spilled this
taste?
all over myself. I grabbed
Your
it and
beard
squeezed
caught
it.
it.
No, it's all over my legs.
That's how you know if we're.
That's HDPE, not PTFE. Come on.
Well,
Now.
excuse me. I had a couple of Mickeys.
I know, but you should know this. No, but I was imagining that the thing that they were cooking was like a bunch of grasshoppers on a stick, or like a seed pod from a tree on like I don't know.
And in all reality, they're just like warming up with can-up bushes.
Well, or literally like a burger they found or something. I don't know. I was also thinking about stuff that would be funny, and it was like, what would the funniest? So you know how people talk about like in a relationship, it's like, this is my celebrity hall pass,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like if your wife was like, if fucking Tom Hanks wanted to kiss me, yeah, like whatever.
And this husband talking to like, yeah. So if Tom Hanks,
Yeah, exactly.
and she's like, okay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about, whatever that is. So I was thinking about that, and like, what's like the opposite? Like, what is like if your wife walked in with you cheating on her with a celebrity, what is so like like funny or bad
That she's
that it
just like,
wouldn't affect the relationship
okay.
at all. Yeah, just
No,
like
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, man, like whatever. And I was thinking about it because I saw that picture of. Have you seen like I think it's like the red hair Kathy Griffin? Dude, there's this picture of her where she looks like. There's a specific picture. Hold on.
Okay.
But I was wondering because it's like there are people out there that are so ugly and fucked up
Oof.
looking that this picture right here. That.
Oh my god.
She's like,
that's not AI? That's
her, yeah.
Holy
And I'm saying,
shit.
imagine if she walked in that, or
That
like
bitch got teeth down there.
like
dude.
Rosie O'Donnell or
Yeah.
something. Like
Rosie O'Donnell.
like what would happen? She's like shut the door and like
Shut the door, cry laughing, walk away.
I know that's what I'm trying to think of. Who do you think would be the worst one, or I guess the best one?
I don't know, man. There's not a lot of like
Leslie Jones,
it could be.
or like current day Oprah,
yes.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Ooh, dude, that'd be tough.
But I'm not saying your ability to perform.
I know, I
I'm
understand,
saying,
but just for her to walk in and be like, "All right, well, I'm sorry, you have to do this," and then shut the door. That one chick, the Rachel Dratch, she's got like a face of a gremlin.
I mean, she's just ugly. She's not alarmingly ugly. I'm talking like something that is so far out of like.
Bro.
I mean, yeah, but she's just like an old. Like I don't.
Bro.
We need something extreme.
I don't know. I'm 100% terrible with names. You could be like, "Hey, do you remember that?" And I'll be like, "Nope."
I don't know. I think that like
who's busted? Who's like horribly busted? All right, guys, $200 TTS to call in with a busted female thing.
yeah, send us ugly women at the largeglasswhitemichael@gmail.com.
Dude, we're gonna have to take one of these little chubby Mickeys, fill it with milk.
Yeah,
might be the large.
Let me just Google ugly women.
Yeah,
See who ugly women in Hollywood. Ooh. Oh, okay. The IMDb list for ugliest actresses is Sarah Jessica Parker's #1.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, IBDM.
Yes. Penelope Cruz is #6. All right.
Okay.
That's good list, guys.
Yeah, let's see what Reddit has to say.
And I had this thing I made this week that I don't even know how to I don't know. I guess let me just do this the original way.
Okay.
That I had imagined this happening. So I'm imagining like a skit of some sort, or like a sketch comedy thing or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, and the setting of it is like it's a dad like yelling at his son.
Okay.
And I'm thinking of it as like a professional black man, right? Like coming home from work, like, and his wife is like, "You got to talk to your son." He's listening to that bad music again.
Okay.
All right, and he's like, sits down in the room, and he's like, "I heard you were listening to like, whatever, like this, like we are not like that in this house."
Drill rap or whatever.
Yeah, just like like we don't like music that whatever like glorifies whatever. It's like keeping us down, right? Like just like basically like you shouldn't be listening to whatever. Like basically the thing that my dad told me, but like for the black people, where I was in high school listening to like sick pagan metal, and my dad's like, "This is gay, don't do that," right? Like that was what I'm picturing. So think about that, like professional guy, like talking like very like eloquently, right?
Sure.
Like maybe using like 20% too big of words to really whatever.
Wearing a polo and slacks.
Yeah, exactly. And the kid's like kind of like rolling his eyes, and then like a day goes by, and his wife's like, "Your son's listening to that music again," and he busts in, right? And he starts, and he hears the songs.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on a second. Disconnect my headphones.
This is sick, beat.
Last week another day, with Jesse Smollett. About to play, had her kiss the girls, kept them Rishi on the two, not gay, go to jail, chase that hot, got his stuff. 51 boys made of my toys, that's a logical thing.
What the fuck is this?
Fuck, underneath two babes, ratio 2 on the gay, ratio 2 on the straight.
What?
So he hears that and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And then his son's like, "No," and he like clicks the next song, right?
Yeah, rocking the style they can't front on. Got my short shorts on, wearing my thong, strolling through the block. Yeah, the feeling's strong. On my way to start the day, being really gay, no apology. I'm in, let the sun shine, my confident skin. Yeah, on my way to start the day, being really gay. Being really gay.
And then he's like, the last.
State pen, doesn't matter. I'm fucking mad. Penn State.
So yeah,
Oh my gosh! Because like what I was thinking of when you were like, yeah, hey, stop listening to that gay pagans metal stuff. I'm like, gay as in like that's dumb.
well,
This
that's what I
actually-
meant. I know, but
I know. So I was like, not expecting that at all, which makes the sketch that much.
yeah, I know. So that's what I am picturing.
He's not gay, Dad. Listen.
No, he's not that at all. He's like, stop, and he's got,
He's doing that.
or like the day before he listens to the song, his dad he'll be like, "Son, you can't listen to this music," and he's like, and like rolls his eyes, and like
Exactly.
like whatever, and like you're just kind of like, oh, that was like a weird inclusion in this whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what, and the funny part is that was all from lyrics I wrote on
Really,
an AI thing to generate the music.
bro? That's the new intro right there.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I'm gonna have to send this to you because the one is really funny because I was sitting there thinking about how you could have a rap song like that. That was the genesis of this. The first one of those I played, where it was if you had like a hardcore or like a trap or drill beat,
Yeah.
and you're kind of like listening to it, like, wow, what is this? And then it's a song about a guy like bragging about fucking dudes, but then it's like, as long as I fuck 2 women to every guy, I'm not gay. And that's the song's name is Ratio, and it's keep the ratio 2 to 1, not gay.
Dude, that's all right. I like that. That's hot. I mean, it's basically like there's some like Biggie lyrics where it's like, I put my dick in his ass and it wasn't gay, and it's just like,
I know, but
what?
I don't know. I think that,
Dude, you gotta keep the ratio. Keep the ratio strong. 2 to 1.
yeah, I had I'll send it to
funny.
you so you can
Yeah.
actually see what I wrote because
I'll play with a poker game. Be like, hey guys, I got.
yeah, check out my boy wrote
Dude,
this.
if you send it to me, I will do that.
Fine.
Send it to me, and I'll be like, hey guys, can I play a song real quick?
I'll send you all 3 of them. My
There you go.
favorite is so the first one, there's like a couple of
Dude, they'll fucking shit their pants, and I'll be like,
yeah,
you don't like it?
yeah, Levi has a wonderful thing he has to do later, which is
Obligations,
yes,
unfortunate talent. But hey, drink enough Mickeys, it'll be all right.
yeah, just drunk drive to your brother-in-law's house.
Mhm.
Well, I guess it's not a house. Was it like a shed that he lives in?
It's like literally built in 1820, like actually, like not exaggerating.
Come on. I'll have to figure out how to send this. I will send it to you though.
Shorts with a thong on. I'm not being
Okay, so that's the funny thing about that though is like, so the first one I did was I used, there's like some app that was like it's called like music.vi or something,
Okay.
and it only does, you have to tell it like, all right, I want these lyrics in this style, and you can do like a bunch of different styles or whatever. And it actually, let me see if I can play it now because that is funny. It mistook what I wanted originally and made it into like a like new metal song, like a Fred Durst new metal song about
Okay.
being gay.
Last week went on a date with Jesse Smollett. Thought to buy ever kissed 2 girls cast ass racing up.
Hell yeah, dude. But
bro.
so that was the first one, so I had to use all my free credits to undo that and make it into like a nice,
I think
like,
the rap song hits harder.
I agree,
Sings
but
through.
I was still laughing really hard listening to that the first time. But the rap version, and then after I used all the free credits up, I'm like, dude, I am not gonna like pay for this. Like,
Yeah.
this is like a throwaway dumb idea that, like I said, probably isn't even funny to anyone besides me, but whatever. And I go and like I use it for work, so I have like a couple of other AI things that I use for work.
Right.
And I'm like, in between all the work projects I have going, I'm like, right, play this song that I wrote. And I had to be like, it like wouldn't do it. It's like, well, these are bad lyrics that are like clearly not like good.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, you know, I need this for like a comedy, like tongue in cheek thing that's like not being mean. It's like actually like supportive or whatever.
Right.
And it named the songs.
What? Okay.
And that's what I'm going
Yeah.
back. So the one about wearing a thong and being gay is called a short thong flow.
Oh.
And
okay.
then the one that goes Penn State, State Penn, doesn't matter, I'm fucking men
Yeah,
is
yeah.
called Menace State.
Dude, dude, those are so good. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know, I thought that was really funny. That was my See, I was really going to try to see if I could like record my own voice
Sure.
and like pitch change it so it's like
Yeah.
just like what's the King Von? Is that the guy who got killed?
Yes.
Him.
Yes.
Like try to change the pitch so it like matched.
So it matches that.
Yeah, but I like, couldn't get myself to do it. So I was like, let me just see if like
Dude, honestly, like I think you could take that and put it out there, like with enough hype. I mean,
yeah, my boy dropped a new tape.
hey guys, we're back here from the 248, ready to drop a new hot stuff. Here you go.
I had this was why you were laughing earlier, because we both keep lists of stuff to talk about, because you know currently we're not professional
Not
podcasters, we're only
even,
amateur.
Yeah.
So we both keep like notes on our phone of what we want to
I
talk
keep
about.
considerably shitty notes, which I think it would be funny.
Compare them. Well, hold on. So I went through and like I have like paragraphs written.
Right.
And the reason why I wanted to record this earlier was because I had like 15 full songs of lyrics. Right, but I was driving and I couldn't write them down, and I forgot like 2/3 of them because whatever. But the really important ones stuck in, and then I was thinking about it earlier today because I had to format everything so I could just play them.
Right.
And I was thinking about how not funny it would be on number like 12. And I'm like, wait, hold on, dude. I got like 3 more, and they're like all 2 minutes long.
Yes.
Of like just like I'm fucking gay. I'll suck your dick.
Right.
Like,
And that's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and
you get to 8.
yeah,
Like, okay,
okay, I get it. And
yeah.
just like what I said earlier about the Wheeler Walker Jr. thing. All right, I gotta go pee. So you go ahead and yeah, tell them a tale.
I'll tell you a tale. A scary tale. Oh, I know there's like, there's a lot of us in my family specifically, and we have lots of stories, so kind of drawing a blank right now, but while he goes to take a piss, I'll hit you with one. Well, I have 5 brothers, I think. Yeah, 5 brothers and a sister. And growing up, we were like very, very 1950s-esque. And honestly, I'm just gonna keep talking about random shit till he gets back because I really need to save all this nice gold for later. But while we're here, let me yeah, I don't really know. Grant was fighting some DTE guys as they were going up his driveway. I'm kind of distracted right now because I just got an email from work and they were like, "Man, everything's gonna die." Oh, I got a good one. At work, and everybody knows that working with the fairer sex is such a joyful experience because they're so, mild mannered, definitely don't have an ego complex or anything like that to make them think that they're more than they are. I was in the process of communicating and I wrote an email saying, "Well, hello, ladies," because I was talking to 2 ladies in our department about some shit that needed to get done. And the one response that I got back, and this was it, was, "Do not call me a lady." And then that was it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I just kind of rambled. I didn't really know what to say
I
because
don't know, well, that lady you're talking about, she's
fucking
an
crazy.
actual insane person, and that was a lot of pee. I was shocked. Kept
Was it?
coming. Yeah,
I've had to be for about 23 minutes, but I'm kind of just like,
you can go if you want.
All right, you fucking
Yeah, I'll talk about the same woman.
yes. You
Right.
can tell how
So
crazy she is.
he got to deal
Took
with
me a while to get there.
he got to deal with her basically saying to not call her a lady because of corporate trauma. Is that what she said?
Worked at a bank in
I know, but she
2000.
said corporate trauma.
Yeah.
So her reasoning for not being called a lady was corporate trauma, because at a bank, like someone I don't even fucking know, man. But I've had to deal with her quite a bit, and she has on 3 separate occasions to my face, not including emails or texts or calls, threatened to kill herself. And I mean, every single time, the first like few times, I kind of like tried to diffuse the situation, but after we got to the point where I was like, okay, so this is just like what she's gonna do, I asked her if she could do it off of the company grounds so I didn't have to worry about paperwork. And then the next time she told me it, I said, okay, well, you can do whatever you want on your free time, but we got to get this issue solved now. And then now she keeps saying it so much that, I mean, like every single person that has to deal with her knows that, like, if it's slightly inconvenient for her or anything like that, she's going to threaten to kill herself. So now nobody even acknowledges it. So she'll just be like, give me my knife. I'm going to kill myself. And no one even says anything. And it's just, I mean, it's like an insane, like,
Dude, did you rip ass in there while taking a piss?
no.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big. There's a fart monster hanging around. I was like, whoa. But yeah, this lady, like, her corporate trauma was back in the year 2000. She was part of an all-female accounting department that anytime they would be addressed, they would be called ladies, but all the guys would be called gentlemen. And she found that very offensive.
That's a normal thing to
Yeah,
threaten to kill yourself in front of strangers over.
dude, I just don't fuck.
How old did you think she was?
I thought she was like, like late 30s,
Okay.
if that.
When you were saying something earlier at some point before now, I don't remember when you were saying it, I thought you said you thought she was 31.
Oh no,
And I was like, dude, that's like how old I am.
I know.
And
That's how I'm almost there.
I know, but that's what I thought you had said,
no,
and
no.
I was like,
I thought she was like, 37 to 42. I didn't think she was.
there is not a single person in that age bracket that is as useless as she is. That's a
good point.
a tail end of like boomers, whatever, the beginning of millennials. Like what that is.
Well, when you were talking about the the whole like pro propaganda, anti propaganda, like 3 different departments created by the same state. That's like the way everything's been structured since like 2000. I was like, yeah, there's the finance team, the anti-finance team, the anti-finance team, and there's just like all of these fake shit jobs piled on top of each other. That's just like, well, we made a job to make it, made a job to unmake it, made a job to re-engineer how to make it, and then we made a job to make it. It's like,
well,
how about y'all jump up
dude,
and die?
so there was my dad's birthday was this week,
Right.
and we me and Ben got him Ben is the if we were making a propaganda ministry, whatever, he is the head of the ministry of father gifts, because he is like plugged in to the like everything that old people, like boomer gun people, like.
Yeah.
And the past 3 gift giving holidays, he's come in clutch, because I'm like, dude, I don't know what he just buys himself shit
Yeah, right.
all day long. We have multiple warehouses filled with stuff that is
Just
his,
dude.
just whatever. But my brother knows how to find him, and he found a original
Oh,
Webley revolver pouch
really?
for the speed loader that goes with the speed loader we got him last year.
Oh,
But it has to be shipped from Europe. So we took him to lunch, and my grandpa was there, the milk guy,
yes.
and I had to awkwardly sit there while he tried to explain a news article that he saw on TV or read about how people that were born in the age range was like 40s to 70s. So like everybody that's just old, considered
Okay.
old,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
is actually better than everyone else. And
Oh, really?
my dad pulled it up because he's like, I want to see what this thing says. And it's like, it was like they're used to being self-reliant, and they're used to not being on the computer and the phone, and like just all of this shit. And I was like, dude, this is like I could just do a study that was like, yeah, actually, everybody who's above the age of 50 is the coolest and the best. And they'd be like, damn, dude, did
Wow,
you see
look
this?
at that.
Look, you're gay, actually. The thing on my phone
Dude,
says you're a
statistics
bitch. Yeah.
say you're gay.
I mean, that's like pretty much like what they were showing me. And I remember I was like sitting there and my brother's there with me and Ben was not. It was hilarious because I felt like I was like in the middle of two like 4 generations apart. They're not listening to anyone talking about this thing loudly, and then Ben is not listening to them in any way, and I'm like hearing both of them talk, and uh, I'm like, well, I don't think that going through hardship is a like generational thing.
Yeah.
Right. And also, neither of you were alive for the Great Depression, so I don't really think that that's like.
Yeah. So get off them coattails, motherfucker.
Well, I just was like, I don't really think that whatever. And they're like, it was different back then. We had all these drills about what the bombs were going to drop, and I was like, okay, but the bombs didn't drop.
Right.
Okay. And what about the people who lived through like a pandemic that actually happened?
What about the people that lived through like that lost 4 houses in 2008?
Well, that's exactly like what it was just such a weird like boomer thing, and it was also Tony was there too. So, and
wonderful.
He was also not listening.
I can imagine.
Dude, I was just and then I had to explain on 4 separate occasions who Max Crosby is.
Okay.
And that while he did go to high school and college in Michigan, he does not play football in Michigan anymore.
Oh.
And they were like, what do you mean? Yeah, he was here though. At one point he was here and now he's not.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. It's like not the same thing fucking at all.
Right.
Like,
right. I remember because he was at Lapeer High School for like literally.
He's younger than you, isn't he?
Yes.
That's insane to me.
Dude, it's like literally the tallest guy, like the most like genetically gifted person I've ever seen, especially a white man.
He looks unathletic.
Well, dude, I tell you what, I remember like orientation junior year walking out. He was walking next to his buddy who just like was big with no work ethic, and Max Crosby was like, "I'm gonna get that bag." And I just remember them like 6'6", 6'7", walking down the hall and just being like, wow, those are big guys. He was like, I'm going to go to Texas to play football because
I found a really bad picture of him that I couldn't believe was him.
Really?
Yeah, it was. We want him on the Lions. That's why. Max Crosby, I know you're a listener. One of our 6 listeners, I know you're out there. You should demand a trade after the Ravens trade fails and play here for free, please. Thank you. But I found this like terrible picture of him where he's in like a purple shirt in a field.
Okay.
And he looks like I mean, it's bad. It's going to take me a minute to find it.
It's really funny how many tattoos he got in such a little time. I was trying to think about that. Like, how does that transition? Because it was like only like 5 years, and I really want to know how many tattoos. Because it looks like he's got a lot, right?
Well,
that shit fucking sucks.
So he got.
I mean, that's like you got to be tatted. Like you got to be going in once a month.
Well, those guys. I mean, there was a dude on. I forget who it was. There was like. This is him. This is actually him.
Okay. What?
He looks like that's like a cover album for like a Christian rock band.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Pennant Thomas.
That is actually him for real.
That's crazy.
And
he looks like he's like 200 pounds in that photo.
That's probably high school or college. But yeah, there's dudes who they get like blasted with tattoos and they get knocked out for them. And I think Dak Prescott. Yeah, well, there's some fucking guy. I saw the video of it and I was like, I have a single tattoo that I got in Thailand from like this cigarette smoking monk guy, whatever.
Yep.
I don't know if I'll ever get another tattoo. Almost every week I think about lasering it off because it's like, God, that's fucking gay. I can't even read it. Right? But
I just forget that I have one because it's on my.
Well, I think it's a bug all the time when I have my shirt off because I can kind of see
out of the corner of your eye.
Yeah, and that was funny because Brian got that tattoo on his like bicep, and I have seen it. Where he doesn't have sleeves on and he starts to freak out and like goes like that, and it's still, I mean, it's been 10 years, right?
That's funny.
But yeah, so one of the NFL players got knocked out and they had like 8 hours of like 6 people tattooing him at once.
Damn, dude.
And again, me, who's definitely not like a big tattoo guy, was like, that's like doesn't like count.
Sure.
Right? I don't know why that's my thought, but I feel like And dude, all those tattoos look awful, man. It might have even been Max Crosby. Like, for real, it might have been.
Really?
They I think they call it like blasting.
What, just getting blasted, going in, knocking out, get like 8 hours in the chair.
Yeah, it was fucking him. Look how bad this looks. Well, this wasn't him. He just happened to get the same thing.
Mm.
I'm gonna show you this picture, and I want you to be like for real with me. Like, don't play it up. Does any of this look good? Like on its own, any of this tattoo?
Well, that's the thing. When you have like so many close together.
No, man. This is not even that. This
All right,
isn't
let me
like
see.
a sleeve with flash. This is
Why? Why?
that's what I'm saying, and it's like
I mean, like
it makes
like,
me
the
laugh.
quality is okay, but
No,
like,
it's not, dude.
why?
I don't
The
know
lines are sharp. The shading's good. But like, why a crying baby, Michael Jordan, and two dudes? Like,
Okay, this is so bad. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Kobe Bryant, and I thought it was MLK.
Oh, really?
That's
I thought it was
I
Michael
can't.
Jordan.
Well, Michael Jordan's in the other corner. That's
Oh,
it makes me laugh because Max Crosby is such a wigger that it's like, yeah, I got Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, and Kobe Bryant.
dude.
Come on, man. So, yeah, and then it's also he has like I'd say 30% of this tattoo is his daughter as a baby. So it's like if
Is
you
he
have,
married, or is it just like baby daddy?
I think he's married, but it's like if you have another kid,
What are you gonna do?
yeah, like what? Hey, are you gonna go over Muhammad Ali with like a deformed head?
Are you gonna tattoo your kid on your dick?
I still do. I want to like ask these guys like because yeah, he did get it done. See how he's like.
Oh, okay. So they like knocked him out.
Yeah, they anesthetized him.
Anesthetized.
Yeah, and fucking zonked
Oh,
him. But I wish I could like.
That's gay.
Like, hey, how much do you actually bench press? Because like,
bro, those arms are too long. I know he ain't getting 225 for more than 20.
I don't even care about that. I want to know what's your max, like, ever.
What can
Because
you do? Tell me.
I think I got you, buddy. Well, dude, these things are just so bad. Like this dude does have crazy arms though. That's why my brother was so good at football. Was those the ganglers?
His danglers.
Yeah, I have the I have a average arm length for my height and then a huge chest, so it works for weightlifting, but not for playing in the NFL apparently, since I'm not in the NFL.
Yeah, these were the two guys. So that was the guy he was with at Lapeer and Max Crosby, right? And they're like the same height, same build. One was just like, I guess I'm gonna be getting Crosby tattoos, and you're not.
Oh, Crosby wasn't even like good in college, really. I mean, he was good. He was good, but I remember watching him play because he went to Eastern.
Right, and he played with that dude at Eastern.
Who is that? Nobody notable apparently.
Andrews.
So, of course.
Last name Andrew.
Well, he I don't know. I Max Crosby, you're out there. Come play for the Lions.
Yeah, come on, dude. You know you like it. Play with Hutch.
Yeah, I'll even go to another Lions game if you play. Like, Levi will go to the strip club if you play.
I will stand outside in the rain at the strip club. I promise you.
Which one of those Coney places did you go to? Was it Lafayette?
It was Lafayette.
Is Lafayette the first one?
Dude, I don't fucking know. I know that I was tired, wet, and hungry, and I needed a homeless black dude to give me a Coney dog.
La Puma's is better anyway.
It is. I mean, dude, Sir Frank's lot and Dixie Highway is better.
Did you know that? I didn't even know this, but apparently, like, chicken pitas at Coney Islands is a Michigan thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
chicken tenders with ranch and a pita.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, I love that shit.
I know, but I didn't realize that was like a Michigan thing.
Every time I order, I feel like a child. I'm like, dude, this shit's good. I don't care.
Let me eat my baby food.
Yeah, give me my chicken finger pita with American cheese. And I was speaking of cheese, I was walking past Gideon on the line, and they were talking to Mike and Lenny. And Lenny, he's from the hood, and Mike's from the hood. And Gideon's talking about, yeah, when you make grilled cheese, you want to use like 2 or 3 different kinds of cheese. You want to use like Munster.
Your brother is saying this?
Yes. You want to use like American and another type of cheese. And he puts some jalapeno on there, maybe a little bit of bacon. And I'm walking past, I'm looking at Lenny, and I'm like, man, these young boys, they get everything that they want. When we were in there, we got saltine crackers and craft singles. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, baby.
Gideon was like, it's not my fault. So, yeah, speaking of cheese, if you have 5 brothers, they get better grilled cheeses than you did. So, there's that.
I still think we should bring him on and not tell him what's happening
Absolutely.
because does he know this is a thing?
No,
Okay, so
nobody knows the thing
I'm-
besides my wife.
I'm gonna be like, hey, I
I
need you
need
to
to work done.
Yeah, I need you to come to my house. We got something really important. Your brother's gonna be there.
Yeah.
And then I'll have him bring all of his tools. But I need your whole toolbox.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And borrow someone's car, please. Like
Actually, can you get a cashier's check for $10,000?
yeah, I need that
I
too.
really need some help.
But and then we'll just be like, yeah, it's in this room upstairs. Actually, you don't need any of your tools. Just come up here.
Yeah, come up here real quick.
And
We're gonna
then-
sit down. We're gonna.
We'll just be hey, actually when
What do
I
you think of this song?
yeah, I need you to listen to the song and just give him just those headphones over there, the studio headphones, and be like,
Yeah.
hey, what do you think? And just like stare at him and just don't talk into the mic at all. Like, yeah, you're actually live to 100,000 people right now.
Yeah.
They're waiting on you. They need you.
What do you think
right
about
now we have an ad deal on the line, right? $20,000 an episode.
Yep.
Okay. I need you. Come on. It's make or break right now. Come on, go. And just make him shit his pants.
Sweat. Yes.
I don't know. I feel like he would be like a good. I feel like Gideon could be like a morning radio guy,
Oh yeah.
but just not like the interesting one. He could
No,
be,
he would be like FM Catholic radio.
no, not even that. I think he could be on sports radio. Like there's like 2 or 3 guys, and be like the one who is like, I'm just keeping this show on the rails. Like that's him, right? But I don't even mean that in insult to him. That's probably what I would be. But that could be him.
You'd probably be better at it when you walked away to take a piss. I was like, well, I could
Yeah, dude, but that's what all of our listeners want.
yeah,
that's what
so when
they-
you hear me stumble
yeah,
and just like
or-
randomly think.
I was one of the podcasts I had listened to a long time ago. Did it completely solo.
Okay.
Okay, so I actually
Wow.
so Bill Burr, he was like one of the first dudes to actually have like
Was he really?
he had a I remember listening to his podcast by downloading it on I had this phone. It was one of the ones you would flip up and there's a keyboard.
Really?
And I remember downloading his Bill Burr Monday morning podcast, and he had the Monday morning Thursday night podcast.
Okay.
And he described the way he would record it was he would call into an answering service on his phone that
And
had
just-
an unlimited voicemail and just
talk
talk.
at it? Wow.
Okay,
Bill
and he
Burr,
still
you
does
are
it.
a real
He
G.
still does it. Whatever.
Wow.
I mean, now he's kind of compromised, if you ask me.
Well-
But he back when he would. This is I understand this.
Okay.
He would challenge himself to drink several inches out of a whiskey bottle every night to see if he could do it.
Oh, okay.
Right? That was his. It was like I didn't even really like doing it. I just wanted to see if I could do it. And that's so. Yes. So he would do stuff like that, and he had a very funny solo podcast. I remember one time. I remember on a plane to Philadelphia to buy a piece of equipment. He was talking about if he should feel bad about like arguing with a painter who painted his house.
Okay.
And he was like, I just don't think it's that fucking hard. Like you're just painting. And he's like, well, and then he's like, well, I don't know, maybe like, you're like taping stuff up and it's like a lot of artistry to it. And he's like, you know what? No, I'm not fucking apologizing. You're fucking right. And like all this stuff. And then a couple weeks ago, I tried listening to it again and I was like, oh my God, man, like who like this?
Who would like this?
I mean, but it wasn't the same thing. It was
Yeah.
like a bunch of weird like apologies and I don't know,
I'm
man.
trying to think. There was a situation.
So imagine doing it by yourself. I guess the point of all of that was there was this other guy that I was listening to that wasn't him. Like whatever.
It was like solo, just like
Yeah, he was doing it was one of the things I was listening to when I was deer hunting this year, and it was like a D&D style podcast where he was talking about D&D stuff, and he was reading like D&D horror stories. Okay, and the guy was very funny, and I don't remember his name, but he was funny, and he would do this thing that made me laugh really hard, like just alone in the woods at like 6 a.m. And he was like, it was like, we have 200 billion downloads on the second episode. NPR is at my door right now. I can't keep them away, and like just whatever. I was like, I wish I could come up with something like that, but
like the guys that can do the single ones, that's something else, right? Because like having 2 people, it's easier because you can play off each other, right? But it's like 3 or 4 people, I mean, it's just like having a conversation with your friends.
I know.
You know?
We still have to. This is episode 4.
We're
and-
getting there.
And 5, episode 5. That's the lucky number because
Exactly.
my autism is numerical.
Right.
So
We're still getting the dosages right.
Well, everything that's 5 is good. So anything divisible by 5, that's a good thing. So
10, 15,
episode 5
40.
will either have to be super special one way or another, or we'll have to get somebody on here.
Okay.
Maybe I can get like a Net and Drake Ben on here.
There you go.
Or we could trap your brother, but I feel like
I think it's plan B. I feel like we could probably be like, hey, Ben, guess what? There's some
there's an
Arasaka.
there's an Arasaka book.
Yes.
Over there.
Original 1820. Even though they weren't around 18.
He the reason why he couldn't do it this week was there was a reason.
Oh.
So there
actual reason?
Yes, there actually was a reason.
Okay.
So
All right.
that I didn't find out from him. I found out from somebody else. But it was a reason that did not relate to anyone he's dating.
Okay.
It was a thing out like genuinely
outside of his power that he had to attend to.
So
Like a
hopefully
poker game with your brother-in-law.
yeah, that's what Levi's got to get to do. But ideally this will have 3 people permanently eventually. But for now, yes. And then I don't know. We'll see. I think
He's pretty all right.
no,
I
it's
think we're going.
it's better than I thought it would be. But Isaac, we could probably get him right.
He just Snapchatted at me. He said he just made a sale of a lifetime because he's like a salesman for a chemical company or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, cool. What you do?" He's like, "Well, it helps when you're like one of 5 people that sell this product." And I was like, yes."
But I mean, I feel like we could trick him to come. I don't know.
Oh, bro,
we could be honest and he would do it, but I
Yes.
think it would be funnier if we tricked him.
Be like, "Hey, Grant
I need
thought
you
to
to
about some.
I need you to sell me something. I need somebody chemical in my
Hey, I
head.
need you to sell me something about this. Can you speak into this mic here?" He keeps also like not disregarding the fact that he's not a chemical engineer.
Yeah, just
He won't like outright say he's not. He'll be like, yeah, okay, but he won't say he is just because
well, he's a sales guy. What do you
Yes.
expect?
exactly. He's oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'll get back to you on that. Just doesn't get back to him at all.
He's whatever. I don't know. Hopefully next week we'll have a 3rd person. I mean, we could just force the women to be on.
We could.
Get them. Hey, come over.
Yeah. Over here, bitch. Speaking of this glowy thing, they would like that. They would do that.
I don't know. We have the mutually assured destruction option that we have to employ.
Last week went on a date with Jesse Smollett. Popped the Viagra, kissed 2 girls, kept that ratio 2-1. Go to jail, chasing hot guys still. 51 boys, made of my toys, left the conjugal, went to do the logical thing. Gotta hold down my pew while I fuck 182 babes. Ratio 2 and not gay, ratio 2 and still straight. Woo, woo.
Penn State, State Penn. Doesn't matter, I'm fucking man.